Join me in today's video while we do the last big harvest of the year. It is almost the middle of November now and winter is well and truly here. Let's get started. We're going to go into the Polytunnel first and we'll see what we have there. You can see how lush it looks still. Lots of green, but this isn't going to last too much longer. We've already had our first frosts. In fact, I think we've had 2 bits of frost already, and I'm sure there's going to be tons more over the next few weeks. Today's fairly mild actually for a November day, but still it's not going to last forever. So let's have a look at a couple plants. This one's quite interesting. This is my Ricotta Manzano, and look at that beautiful sized pepper. This is all just directly in the ground, and then these ones on the side are in pots. So I have another Ricotta Manzano, which is over here. Nice size ones, but I think they're a bit bigger, the ones that are in the soil directly. But we can see down there, there's quite a few that are coming through. And this plant actually is spreading all the way across there. We'll see a few when we come on the other side of the polytunnel. Down here, we have some ahi lemon drops. Got quite a few of them, so I'm going to be picking those today as well. But we also got quite a few that are not ripe yet, green. And over there we've got some lovely ripe peri-peri, so we'll be picking those today as well. Let's go have a look at the other side of the polytunnel where some of the Superhots are. So on this side here we also got quite a few lemon drops through here. We can see those lovely ripe lemon drops, so I've got loads of them this season. Over here is the first of our Superhots. This is a marugula. This is a hot pepper, and if you watched my live stream recently, you'd see me eating one of them. It was painful. I didn't realize just how painful it would be. We can see there's some bigger ones in here than I had on my video, that I tried on my video. We can see that's a gnarly looking one there, but beautiful pepper and so hot. Still got a few that need to ripen, some that are starting to ripen. So we can see there, still green. That's going to be a very pretty one. Look at that thing. That's stunning. Crazy shapes on this plant. Some a little bit more normal looking, but quite a few on here. We're going to be able to make some really hot sauce with those. There's another super hot down here. It's a Maruga chocolate. You can see here some lovely examples of it. Again, not fully ripe just yet, but I'm confident they'll still ripen. That's all right. That's probably ready to go, but I may leave it for just a little bit longer. I'm going to trim back some of these bushes just so I allow more airflow. I don't want these things starting to rot because there's obviously going to be too much humidity in here. Oh yeah, and I mentioned that the Ricotta Manzano grown across here. Check it out. That's quite a huge one, and that's coming from the pot. So the pot is over there. It's about 2 meters, I'd say, 1.5 meters that way. So this thing is just stretching out all across here. Quite a furry leaf, actually. Good example of a Capsicum pubescens. And over here we have some beautiful Sugar Rush long peach. Got quite a few of them coming through as well. Quite sweet, but also very spicy. Not super hot level, but they've still got a bit of spice. We've got quite a few of those coming through. And this is what I was talking about. When it gets to this part of the season, this is the sort of thing that starts happening. You get moldy plants, and that's because the airflow in here is not good enough. This is so overgrown right now. I need to trim back so that I can expose these plants to a bit more air so that we don't get this problem. So I'll be doing that a bit later, but that's the only thing you've got to worry about at this time of the season. Even if the plants die, if the roots get some frost on them, there's another Ricotta Manzano. But even if the plants die and the roots die because of the frost, the peppers that are on here should continue to ripen. So we should see these ripen. Now you can just leave them in the ground, or you can chop it off at the base and then hang these plants. Typically I like to hang them up here, and that just allows some airflow. You can see I've got a fan here, so the fan just keeps the air circulating in here. You can see there's quite a lot of condensation on the roof here. I don't know if you can really make that out, but it's dripping all over me. And that condensation is not great for the plants. That's what is going to make some moldy chilies like that. One last look at our Hainan yellow lanterns. Still got some large ones coming through and ripening up. I've picked so many. There's a sauce that I'm in the middle of making, and I've got to pick the last few here so that we can add it to the sauce. But those are just beautiful peppers. I really do like them. And you get harvests for about 2 months. So really is a good pepper to grow. So the greenhouse, I've actually turned off my automation now, well, at least the watering. As you can see, water is starting to collect. So when this starts happening, it means that the plants are not taking up the water anymore. There's not enough heat, and the plants are not really going to be growing. Right now, they're just finishing up their season. They're trying to ripen up and just do their best to survive. So I would stop watering at this stage unless you are going to be heating your greenhouse and unless you have a very sunny spot in your garden. Unfortunately, this is the sort of thing that's going to happen. And again, like with the polytunnel, you don't want too much moisture. It's just going to make things start to rot, and that's never a good thing. This here is my dragon's breath, and we can see there's a few ripe ones coming through, a few small ones, and there's a few that are a little bit larger. It looks like it's still trying to stabilize in terms of the variety, because you can see there that's quite gnarly looking, quite a few ridges and bumps and stuff, but then you get ones like that which are quite smooth, and I've just dropped it on the floor. But here's another one. You can see the skin is quite smooth in comparison to that other one, so it's probably still trying to stabilize. I don't know what generation these are, but I'm guessing got a little bit of time still to be properly stabilized. This plant is starting to yellow a bit, and again, that's because sitting in water like that, not a good thing, and it's bound to happen. It's just to be expected at this time of year. Over there we have some cayenne. Actually, no, not cayenne, these are serranos, sorry. So these are some serranos that I'll be picking and be adding that to a couple sauces that I'm going to be making just for myself. They are quite a versatile pepper, so to those that recommended me growing them this year, thank you very much. I really do like them. Not a bad pepper at all. Here's another dragon's breath. And again, the pods are all a little different looking. So that one there, it's one I'm isolating. I don't know if I'm going to grow it again next year. We'll see. It is a hot pepper, but I don't know, in two minds whether I like it or not. But that there still got a little bit of way to go before it ripens, but we can see there that's another dragon's breath, and again that's completely different. It's got a little tail on it, a little stinger. So I mean, on this one plant we've got that pepper over there which is completely different to that one there, and also different to the ones I showed you in the beginning. Even the colors and stuff are a bit different. So yeah, I don't really like growing unstable peppers because you never know what you're going to get. I mean, even if like that there, that would be awesome to keep growing, but there's no guarantee that the seeds from this are going to produce peppers that look like that again. I mean, there's a chance, but do I want to take that chance? I've got so many other chilies to grow that I probably won't take a chance with it. These are my Peppadews. Peppadews take a long time. Even the ones in the polytunnel, actually the polytunnel, I don't have any ripe Peppadews, but at least in the greenhouse we've got quite a few ripe ones. And again, that's probably down to the pot size. So even though I'm using pots inside the polytunnel, they're a bit bigger than these ones. And these Peppadews, they really like to stretch to fill the pot. And if that takes too long, then it's going to take too long for us to be able to get ripe chilies like this. With the season that we have here in the UK, unfortunately that's just the nature of the beast. You're going to have to try and force your plants to fruit a little bit earlier, which means putting them in pots. So that one at the back there is an ahi oro. That's these things over here. Quite a pretty little pepper. We've got a few ripe ones. Be interested to try those. Let's have a look at the ChilliChump Seedkit. So I just did the drawing for the biggest poblano. Congratulations again to you guys. I didn't have a fantastic season with size in terms of my poblanos. So has my turbo pube actually produced any peppers for me? This season's been a bit of a strange one. I've had a lot of produce from some of my staples that I've been growing, but some of these ones like the turbo pube didn't have a great season. I actually can't identify any peppers on this. This is the branch from it down here, but yeah, it's it's not been great from that perspective. We can feel it's quite a firm leaf and a little bit furry, but no peppers on that. And in the middle there, that is my ahi crystal, and we've got quite a few ripe ones on there. You can see they ripen to this red, which is lovely, but got quite a few on there. And then we have a Jalapeno Mammoth over here, and I picked the strange looking one the other day because I was worried it was going to turn before I got a chance to open it up and try it. So I'll show you that video now, but that was fascinating. It was definitely a result of fasciation, and very interesting looking pepper. So always fun to get those ones. And this one here is the cayenne from the ChilliChump Seedkit as well. A little bit smaller chilies than my other cayenne, but quite spicy and flavorful, so they are good. And if you're looking for something to do with them, have a look at my Blazing Buffalo hot sauce video. That's definitely one of my favorite sauces, and definitely one for you to try out with these peppers. We still have our little ladybugs helping us out, even though there aren't really any aphids in here at the moment, but they're still looking after us. So the ChilliChump Seedkit, we are going to be announcing what the seed kit will be for 2021. It won't be too long before we can do that, and I'll put a video out as soon as I have got finalized varieties. So these are the two plants. It's obviously end of the season now. I've picked all the chilies from them. These are the two that I did the experiment. The vermicompost one over there, and this one here using bat guano. At this end of the season, the bat guano is still a bigger plant, but in terms of picking, I got pretty much the same amount of chilies from both. No big difference, but I'll be doing a few more experiments with compost next year and make it a bit more interesting. Over here we've got some more serranos. The serranos have done fantastically in my hydroponic system. So this here is my hydroponics bed, and you can barely see it because so much growth, but loads and loads of serranos, and they almost look the size of jalapenos. Lovely, lovely chilies. And these are peri-peri, got quite a few of those still, and you can see I've picked the majority of the peri-peri from the Mozambique peri-peri over there. And over here, we still are getting more peri-peri. My peri-peri just seems to do so well. We can see, obviously, it is the end of the season, and we're going to have some breakages in that because these branches get quite heavy, and I didn't support them very well, but we got so many chilies off this, many kilograms of peri-peri this year. So really chuffed with that, but there's still a few more on here, which I will dry and use through the year. And yeah, we've got some Superhots. You can always recognize the Superhots with that gnarly looking shape and texture of the peppers themselves. This is a marugula, and actually, is it a marugula? No, that's a 7-pot primo. My apologies. So we've got some beautiful 7-pot primos there. Yeah, it is. That's 7-pot primo at the back corner there, and I believe this one's also a 7-pot primo, and got an isolated one there so I can get some seeds for next year. And we've got a few that are ripening up here. This is seriously hot pepper. And some more of the Superhots. So I kept all the Superhots in this corner, and we can see them all coming through. I've got a couple kilograms, I think, of Superhots in my Polytunnel and my greenhouse. So I will be making a super hot sauce for all those of you that want that. I get emails all the time asking for my hottest sauce possible, so that's the one for you. But we see there's some lovely looking chilies. Beautiful. The Maruga chocolates in the front here, it's the same as the ones that I showed you in the Polytunnel, but we can see here these are a little bit riper, if we can get away from that leaf. But yeah, you can see that's a little bit riper and looking good. This is the 7-pot habanero, which are these guys up here. So quite a few of those, and some marugulas. That's this plant over here. That's a marugula, and I've already picked a few from here. But lovely peppers, and ridiculously hot. Anyway, that's it inside the greenhouse. This is going to look a little sadder the next time we look around, because it's not going to be as full and green and lush, but that's just the nature of things and the cycles of gardening, and it won't be long before we start planting seeds again. Let's go have a look in the veggie patch. There's just one thing I really want to show you, and that is my giant pumpkin. Have a look there. I've been waiting to pick it for this video so that I could weigh it. Hope that it hasn't gone for too long. I probably should have picked it a bit earlier, but look at that thing. It's beautiful. So I'm going to pick that and we'll go take it back to the table and weigh it. Well, this is not light. I would say that's about 15 kilograms, maybe 35 pounds, but let's try and weigh it and see what we get. The only way I could figure out how to actually weigh this is with a luggage scale, because I don't have a big enough scale for this thing. Change it to kilograms because that makes more sense to me. There we go, kilograms. 0 and 17.09 kilograms. I wasn't too far off. Not too bad. Pretty happy with that. The sun is starting to go down, which means I need to get a hurry up here. But before it does go down, these are what I've picked so far. You can see our serranos over there. Still got probably about 3 times as much to go. I've got most of the ahi lemon drops. We've got some peri-peri over there, and these over here are some Hainan yellow lanterns. And yeah, we've got quite a few more chilies to go. Still got most of the Superhots to pick, but yeah, like I said, the sun is pretty much disappearing and I need to get a hurry up. 2020 has not been an easy year, from the wildfires way back in the beginning through to the pandemic we're dealing with still today. It can be difficult to be positive, and you've got to find the little things to be positive about, to find a bit of joy, to put a smile on your face. For me, that's the garden. Coming out here and checking on the progress of my plants, seeing how they're getting on, it's something that really keeps me motivated, keeps me positive. And being able to share it with you guys, it's just that cherry on the top. And I really appreciate you watching my videos, all the feedback I get, the comments, the beautiful emails I get from you. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of you, because it does mean so much to me. I hope that you have something in your life that gives you that little bit of joy. Focus on that and try and remain positive. Things will get better. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay spicy.